everyone. How are you? Are you all ready and relaxed? Have you had some lunch? Have you had a nice cup of tea or coffee? I hope you've had a nice morning because we're definitely going to be having a nice afternoon now. Now, we're in Craft Along. It's the show that's award-winning. We're so proud of it. We all love to do a Craft Along. It's one of those really nice, slow-paced, easy in, everyone can craft along to it. So if you want to craft along, we do have a list of things that our Craig will be reading in a little while to show you exactly what's needed. But hopefully you've got all your bits together and you're ready to craft along, because it is going to be a nice fun show. Now, with the craft along comes a very special guest, obviously, and it's my absolute bestie. Craig's in the building. How are you, Craig?
I'm doing good, thank you very much.
You've got a gorgeous craft along.
Thank you very much, thank you very much. Really pleased with that one. It's just combining the front of a card, Debbie,
Yep.
into little notelets to then potentially pop in maybe a little pen or pencil set inside. So this is the front of it. And then once we open up, you can put little cards or envelopes, but then in the middle there, you can maybe put some little pens or pencils or little treats in there.
Do you know what, Craig? I'm actually thinking my dad would love this, and a pen set in there for Father's Day. So I'm
good
thinking
idea.
I'm going home tonight. Might do it tomorrow for him for Father's Day, but do it a mouth-themed one.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
but I think it's lovely.
I'll be completely honest with you, Debbie. I'm not sure if we'll have time to colour the full lady in. If we don't, I'll give you a rundown of all the colour. You'll have them on that list anyway. I'll pop them on social as well, because I don't want to rush all these components to just then rush the colour in. But we'll step you all the way through, and then we'll get as far as we'll get it all done. Just maybe not the colour in, but at least you're going to have a gorgeous project by the end.
Yeah, absolutely. So if you would like to do the go with the colouring, the craft along, then these are the bits that you need to do them with. So you've got your Spectrum Noir Tri-Blend brush pens, which Craig is using, and you can see there he's using the burnt orange, the coral blend, the Extend, the fair skin blend, the golden brown blend, the Extend Power Pink blend, and the yellow green blend. We've then got our alcohol proof Flagstone ink pad. We've also got the opaque pigment ink pad in orange, some Nina cardstock, some multi-purpose cardstock in A3. If not, you could use your Centura Pearl, I'm sure, and a blending tool. Some for extra bits of your Bohemian connection you'll need. It's the Bohemian fan die, the Wild Feathers die set, the Wild and Free stamp, the Harmony and Happiness stamp set, the Bohemian Bliss stencil, your 12x12 paper pad, your A4 linen card, your Dream Catcher charms, and your scene binding ribbon, and just some extra elements that you're going to need to craft along with, which is obviously your tacky glue, your all-purpose glue, your foam pads or foam tape, red liner tape in your 6mm and your 12mm, your hot glue gun, your Gemini die cutting machine, your 8x8 magnetic stamping storage, your big score guillotine, your scissors, and you'll need a pokey tool. So once you've got all those bits together, Craig will then start the craft along. So let's show you first of all what we've got if you need it, because remember, all craft alongs, they're on YouTube, they're on Facebook for as long as you've got them for, so you can go and re-watch them back and do it in your own time as well. The first one I want to take a look at is the beautiful Bohemian fan. In this morning's wake up call, Craig used this one on his demo. It's absolutely beautiful. I adore this die. I think a Build a Dream Catcher is just beautiful. Absolutely love that one. This one as well is the one that's going to be used in that collection. It's so gorgeous. Absolutely love that one. It's the Wild Feathers, and it is a creator card die. I didn't realise it had an outside cutting edge as well, so Craig did a great one with doing that frame for it earlier on. Then we've got that beautiful feathers, the Heavenly Boho feathers. Absolutely gorgeous design. That gorgeous lady who's we're hoping that we'll get a chance to colour in, but if not, you'll see her on the website. We've also got the beautiful enchanting floral feathers, and lots of sentiments in that one as well. Really great stamp set to have. We've got our harmony and happiness, so all your different sentiments that just go in line with all that bohemian theme. We've also got our dream catcher, follow your dreams embossing folder. That's absolutely gorgeous. We've also got some additional elements in here, so really great gilding flakes we've got in there, beautiful colours. We've got some seam binding ribbon, we've got some amazing tassels which we've not seen before in any collection, absolutely love those. But also we've got a really good range of stencils on these. This feather one, the dancing feather, you can only get in this collection, it's not individual anymore. We've also got the blossoming mandalas, and we've got that gorgeous dream catchers, so dreamy moon and shine, and then that really large background one, the boho bliss, which is absolutely stunning. Right, I think I'm ready. Are you ready? Craig, are you ready?
Debbie, I'm ready.
Right,
ready
so
to go.
Let's go.
Let's go for it. Rightio. Let's take our A3 piece of cardstock. As Debbie said, if you've got your Signature Apparel, that will work an absolute treat. Now what we're going to do is on that lengthways, so what I will do is I'll just lift it up a little bit so you can see. I'm going to come along and then I'm putting a pencil mark at 13 inches. And then what we can then do is then up on that shorter side, we're going to come up to 7 3/4. So once again, that was lengthways, that is up to 13 inches, and then we're going up to 7 3/4. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to then just come along, I'm just going to put pencil mark as well, and then I'm going to join that with a pencil line. I'm just doing that lightly. And then what we can then do is, because I've gone in at 7 3/4, I'm just going to come along, do 7 3/4 as well. And then I'm just going to use my ruler. So I know that the leftover is actually, our rulers are just in centimetres here. So I know coming down to that 7 3/4 is 10 centimetres. I'm just doing a little line, just so it's easier for me to join up. Instead of me trying to visually join from one side all the way to the others, what I am just doing is going in with that little pencil line. So that's going to keep me nice and straight. So we can then just go along, and then I can continue that one all the way along. So that was 13 inches up by 7 3/4. And then what I've just done is I've gone and straightened it off here. So we're just going to use our guillotine to cut out these parts here. So for this one, I'm going to be able to use the guillotine for coming down the, along that long side. For this way, as you can see, I can just get away with doing this with my guillotine as well. So we're going to come along, and I'm just cutting just so. I'm not quite cutting on that pencil line. I'm just coming in ever so slightly, just to be honest, it's laziness, so I don't have to rub out the pencil line. And then that is what we're left with. We are now left with 13 inches by 7 3/4. So then what I can do is let's go in with our scoreboard. So what we can then do is, although I'm not using this to make a box at the moment, this is still the box lid side. That is my right side. So what we can then do is then we can then just come along, and then we're going to score at 5 3/4. So we're going to score at 5 3/4, and I'm doing that lightly and a few times, and then we're going to come in at 7 1/4. So as you can see here, you can still easily do this on your score master, but we can then just come in. So once again, that was 13 inches by 7 3/4, and then what we've done is we've come in and we've scored at 5 3/4, then 7 1/4. So what that's going to give us is kind of like our notelet book. So if we just fold that over, we're going to give that a good burnish just to make sure we've got that nice flowing spine. And then that's how simple it is to construct what is going to be the spine wrap of your notelets.
Amazing.
So I can set that one to the side for now. And then what we're going to do now, of course, I've gone for the beautiful kind of oranges and the olive colours. You can change them if you so wish. But I'm going to go in for one of the oranges. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to come in now with one of the patterns. So let's go for this kind of bohemian floral with the greens. Because what this is going to be for now, when it comes to the actual wrap of these ones, this, what we're away to cut now, is just going to be for the spine before we go into the other parts. So I'm going to go in here. Let's take our linen cardstock, the orange, and I'm going to cut this at 1 1/4. So I'm going to come in at 1 1/4, and then I'm going to cut, and then what I'm going to do is turn that one around and come up to 7 1/2. So let's just open that one. So we're going to come up to 7 1/2 inches, and then cut. So we've got these ones here. So this one now is 1 1/4 inches by 7 1/2 inches. Take your chosen pattern paper. So for this one, what we're going to do is essentially come down 1/4 inch. Now, for me, even at 1 inch, I feel quite comfortable just lining that up at 1 inch. If you find that a little bit complicated, or not complicated, but if you find that a little bit difficult and you're not overly keen on doing that, remember, if you're using your 12 by 12, it is exactly 12 by 12. So just come down 1 inch. Just come down 1 inch and cut, and then there is your inch strip that you need. So if you find it difficult just going right to that inch mark, just use that opposite side as a little bit of a guide for you.
Good tip.
And then we just need to turn that, turn that one around, and that can now be 7 1/4. So then therefore, what we've then got is our matting layer, which will go onto the spine just shortly. So really, really simple to do that spine. So I'm going to set that one to the side for now, and then what we can do is let's do, when it comes to our actual craft along, when it comes to the inner box, this is what we're going to focus on now. And it really, really is quite simple to form together. Although at first it looks like you've got that elongated shape, it's still just a box that you're creating. So we're going to use the orange again, but what we're going to do for the lid is let's use some of the pattern paper. And for this one, I'm going to go in with that lovely design. I love the hit of the oranges within these ones here.
So
and then
nice.
Even just that little accent of the blue, Debbie, I just think it really enhances the
Beautiful.
blue with having so much of that orange.
And actually, having the blue makes the orange pop. I know that's a bit strange because it's all orange,
No, you're
but
right.
it does complement it beautifully.
You're absolutely right. So what I need is, so I need to cut a piece, so yeah, we've got plenty here. I'm just looking that way, so I can do it this way too. Right, just speaking to myself there. So what we're going to do
I'm glad it's not just me.
No, it's not just you. It's not just you. If you've done what I've done here, you've got that like kind of long length. So turn that on its side, so you're cutting up against that shorter side. And we're going to cut this one to 2 1/4. So we're going to go in at 2 1/4 and then cut. And then what we can then do is then we can then come along, and we are then going to take this one to 8 1/2, which is here. Hence why I was just checking which side I could get the best out my card. So that one there, and we're going to do the same with the pattern paper. So that's 2 1/4 inches by 8 1/2 inches. And then let's just do the same here. Now you can pick out a specific part of the paper if you want. I don't tend to do that because I tend to like all parts of the paper. But we're going to do exactly the same measurement. So we've cut that at 2 1/4 inches, and then we're just going to then turn around, and then I'm just going to come up to 8 1/2 inches into here. And then what we've then got is we've then got our two pieces just exactly the same into here, which we can then start to then create our little box. So two pieces, exactly the same, once again, 2 1/4 inches by 8 1/2 inches. And then what we can do is we can then bring in our scoreboard. So I'm bringing in our score master. And this is where it's just the same as creating a box, even though it's going to go on the inside. So doing my inches, and then what we're then going to do is we're going to pop the lid up to the lid side, and then your linen card, that will go onto the base for it being the base. And then on all 4 sides, what we're going to do is we're going to score at 1/2 inch. So we're just going to go in at 1/2 inch and then score. And then I'm just turning it around, and then we're going in at 1/2 inch and score. Do 1/2 inch and then score. And then what we can then do is do that last side here at 1/2 inch and then score. So we can then just turn that onto our box base side now. Now, as I always say, I always find it difficult to score on the right hand side. So I just turn it around, and then it's still box base side, and then I'm just going to score at 1/2 inch again. And then I'm going to do that lightly in a few times. Of course, I could just go direct to the opposite side, but I just find it more comfortable and free-flowing by just turning my card each time. So we're then just going to lightly score, and then we're going to go in at 1/2 inch again and lightly score. So that is our 2 pieces done. So we can then just fold them over. And I think, if it's all right with you, Debbie and Johnny, once I've done this box, will we take a break?
Absolutely.
Just because I think there might be, if anyone's needing to catch up with the spine and then this little box.
Good idea. I'm actually intrigued, Craig, because obviously your lid
Yeah.
is the paper pad.
Paper.
So it's obviously a nice strong weight.
It is, absolutely is. And because it's actually been encapsulated, Debbie, within that kind of essential, that notelet folder.
Yeah.
You know, would I do a big box just with the pattern paper? No, unless I was adding it to maybe like a piece of our multi-purpose.
Yeah.
But because it's small, it's dainty, it's not going to have anything overly heavy inside. And the actual wrap of the notelet set is then going to hold it and hug it, so to speak. So it's absolutely going to be adequate to use for your lid.
Yeah, it's so nice you can use that.
And it's similar to the card that I done in Wake Up Call, where I cut the fan into the pattern paper.
Yeah.
It's not something that I do a lot, but it looks really, really lovely.
Yeah, it does.
And
Really
same
nice.
with this, you know, depending on what box you're making or the size of the box, you can absolutely use your pattern paper if you want. You know, just make sure it's a little bit sturdy. But all I'm doing at this bit is doing what many of you will already know by now, and that is just create our little V's or our little tabs. So I'm just then cutting down to my score line and then just taking a little nick out of there. And then you can use your tape runner if you want. I'm just going to go in with my tacky glue, and I'm just adding a little bit onto each bit. You don't need much at all. And then we can then just turn that around, and we can then just grab that for a few seconds, and then we'll just work that round. So nothing different than what you will be used to when it comes to box making. So even if it's small, long and dainty like this one, I think sometimes the smaller the box or the bit of a different shape box can be not off-putting, Debbie, but you kind of look at it and think, I couldn't do that.
Yeah.
Whereas all that it is a change of measurement size, and then you construct it the same way.
Yeah.
And then that is our base. So we're just going to go into these 4 corners here. To say if you're using your tape runner up, absolutely fine. But we're just going to go in and hold that in for a few seconds. With our Collal tacky glue, what I tend to do, that you'll have seen me there, is I'll tend to start in one corner, put a little bit of glue, work my way round, and then come back to the first one I applied the glue to, just to let it go, start to go off, not, you know, dry of course, but to go even tackier as the air gets to it. And then I'm just pressing that one in. I just need to take an extra, just a little bit out of there. And then fold that one in into itself. And then once I've grabbed that, let me just form these ones in. Same with these ones. And then if we pop that one on, there is our little box that will fit nicely into the middle once we come to form it all together. But that's the outer wrap That is the panel for the back, and then that is the little box. So if anyone needs to catch up, then we'll give you a little bit of time before we come in and move on.
Amazing. So that's all coming together. Really amazing. A great start to that project. Let us know if you're crafting along. Lots of you in with us this afternoon. Sarah Brown's in, saying hi to all my friends. I'm back again for all the fun and giggles with two of my favourite people, Debbie and Craig. Shh, don't tell the others, but she says she does think they're all her favourites. We like that, Sarah. You can have all of us favourites. 11, so it's quite late. Suzette's in saying hi everyone. Sara's in saying hello from sunny Ohio. Phil Watson's in saying good afternoon to everyone. Lynn's in saying great job. I'm going to watch and replay back later. Karen's saying hello from Kentucky. Ellen's in from Florida. Kendall's in from Minnesota. Lots of you in. Wow, so many. Elizabeth, Sarah, Kathy. Just checking if anyone's got any questions. Lynn is saying, they just flicked down, multitasking, watching QVC preview show on tablet. Yeah, they're still on next door. Kat is in saying, hi everyone. Beth's in. Sarah's saying, I definitely saved this show. Thanks, Craig, for a wonderful craft along. And Denise is saying, afternoon all. Beautiful cards by Craig so far. Not that we would expect any different from him. He's so talented. And yes, same for you, Deb. Love the show so far. And Kat is saying, lovely Craig, just up my street. I love construction. So yeah, you're all loving it. And remember, any questions, anytime you want Craig to pause, we can do that for you. So it's all good because we are live and you can craft along. So I do want to show you the colour blend pencils. These are a special edition ones, which are amazing. A fifth of the sock has already gone on these, and I'm not surprised. Platinum price $11.99 or $16.78. Such a great saving on these. These are a special edition collection. They were done by our Jazza, who's a remarkable illustrator and colorist. These are a really special blend of pencil, pure wax pigmented in there, absolutely gorgeous, and you are loving them. So make sure you grab those while they're on offer today, which is amazing. Now, something else that we do have on offer is, wow, this is going to cover me, I think, isn't it? Nearly cover me. Like I can peer over the top. It's huge. There is so much in here. Craig showed this on Wake Up Call. We've all had a little dabble of things that we wanted in here. The first thing I want to show you is some cardstock, which I just adore. The luxury cardstock is my all-time favourite cardstock. I love it because you get that satin finish, you get that really shiny finish, and then you get that glitter cardstock, encapsulated glitter. It's absolutely incredible cardstock. You're getting 10 sheets of each in those. That's a great one to have in here. Then we've got the most amazing embossing folder. Love this one by our lovely Sharon Callis. Now this, can this be in here? I mean, look, £40 or $56 for this whole bag, and you're getting a full set of masterful mandalas. Now, I have to tell you, this is £30 or $34, okay? So I'm thinking with that, and with those two things, let's be generous, and that is being generous, with our cardstock, our pack, and our embossing, oh no, I've done it again, our embossing folder. Oh, John just put it too close to me. I'm just going to blame him now, yeah. For all those ones. That means everything in here is free. Shall we? Yeah, I need to do that, don't I, John? Let's just take it. Look at this. Look at this. Oh, something else I've missed. No, I'm not very graceful, am I? Not very graceful. No elegance in me, Johnny, not at all. I'm the one that knocks everything when I go into shops. I mean, yeah, if you ignore the pack shot, you know, that's just, that wasn't my fault. That wasn't my fault, by the way. Right, these went out long ago, so this is amazing that this is in here. It's just beautiful. It's actually our cut and emboss folders. You're getting that unique cutting aperture in the middle, and then that beautiful embossed detail on there. Absolutely love that one. Best gift ever. I know, I bought it. I think that's That's a great one to have. Bit tongue-in-cheek, bit cheeky, like that one. Love this embossing folder. It's absolutely stunning. This one was from our So Lovely range. So it's got that sort of stitch detail, but it's a beautiful embossing folder. I hate presents, said no one ever. Absolutely not. We've got the Dragonfly edgeable, absolutely stunning. Knitwits, we all like Knitwits. Craig popped this one in. He loves the Knitwits collection. It's actually a beautiful one. The balloons was just amazing. I love these, and excuse the pun, as it's a love one. But you can put that onto anything. That's going to go for so many different things. We've got our little gnomes in there as well, some stamp and dies for you. We've also got another little one here which says, at least it's not a gift card. But actually, I have to say, I quite like a gift card. You know, my birthday next week, if anyone's feeling generous. We've then got our edgeable fairy die. I'm only joking, you don't need to send me presents. And then we've got our Lily, which is our with love and congratulations word dies. And then we've got your think happy thoughts, think happy thoughts, think happy thoughts, as Peter Pan would say, that Craig realised earlier. And then, of course, our Ben had to go and put something in. He wasn't allowed to, so we've put the glossy highlights in. That's all in here. So that's all free. This is, you're not paying anything for any of those because your bag is worth £50. Well, it's worth more than that, but £50 or $70. You're getting 50 bonus points as well, and all the rest is just free. That's an amazing bag. I would grab that while you can. It will be on a cartload tonight. We've got a very exciting cartload later. If you haven't heard, we're doing a trio. I've got Craig, I've got my boys in today. So Craig and Ben and myself later on for 6 p.m. For cartload. It's going to be amazing. It's a warehouse clearance. We've found lots of bits and bobs in the corners of the warehouse, and we're passing on the deals to you. So do come back later on for that. But for the time being, let's get back to the craft along. Any questions, let me know. I can always stop Craig anytime. He does pause all the way through, so you can have a little bit of a catch up as well. But let's get back to it. Right, Craig, what's next?
Rightio, Debbie. Let's take some of the seam binding ribbon here, and I've gone for the orange one. And I have cut it roughly to round about 6.5 inches in length. So I've done that twice, because this is what we're going to use to, of course, tie our notelet set. So what I've got here is I've gone back to our spine again, and then I'm just having a look, and all that I'm just doing is I'm just going in at kind of like that halfway point, and I'm just doing a little pencil mark. And that's just as a guide so that I can start to position my seam binding ribbon in the same place. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in now with some of our red liner tape, and I'm just going to then find the end of it. He says if he can find it, here we go. And then I'm just going to come along, and then I'm just going to put a little bit down. Now I'm not going to come right to the very edge here. I'm just going to come along maybe about, you know, a few millimetres or so. And this won't be seen because we're going to have our mats and layers that are going to be covering this. So once again, roughly to that centre point, and then we can then do a little cut. So what we can then do is then take that one off, like so. And then we're just going to come in with one end of the seam binding ribbon, and then we're just going to then place that one into position, like so. And then we can then turn that one around, take this bit off as well, and then we're going to do exactly the same. So we're just going to go in to that halfway point. Now our adhesive later on will cover all this up, but I'm still just going to put an extra little bit over the top. So let's take that off, and then let's take that one off, like so, and then snip that, and then we can just sit that to the side for now. So that's where we're going to be able to tie our notelet set. So if I move that to the side now, what we'll want to do now is we want to have a look at these inside matting layers, which will of course hide all of the edges of the ribbon. So let's go back in with our guillotine here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take our patterned paper. So I'm going to go back in with this kind of olive with the deep greens here. And then what we're going to do is 2 of them now that we need to cut to 7.5 inches by 5.5. So let's do 5.5. It's not that it matters which way you do it, but let's go in 5.5 by 7.5. Yep. And then we're going to do the same again. Let's do 5.5 by 7.5, like so. Because then if I bring that in, that's then going to cover that back panel that you can see here. In actual fact, that will cover that side. Now, this is what I kind of was referring to earlier on. If you want to have that nice flow, then of course you can start to cut that into certain parts of the paper pad. So you've got that flow. I don't mind it just being kind of random. I like a different look on whichever side. So we can set that one to the side, and we are just going to assemble those bits in a moment. But what we've also got as well is we've also got these two parts. Now, we're waiting to cut our linen cardstock, but these two parts here, Debbie, this isn't actually an embossing folder. This is the big stencil that you've got.
Oh.
So we're going to emboss our cardstock using the stencil. Because
Nice.
I know we get asked that every now and again. What's the combination?
Yep.
So let's get our cardstock to size first. So for that outer matting layer, what we're going to do is we're just going to bring in our linen card, and we're going to cut two of these ones here to 5 by 7. So let's do 5 by 7, and then we're going to do another one, 5 by 7. So before we do the embossing, I will just go over those measurements again. And then we're going to go in with another piece of our multi-purpose. This time it can just be A4. And then we need two of these, which we're going to then cut to 4 inches by 6 3/4. 6 3/4. And then what we're then going to do, sorry, I typed out my instructions and I've put my measurement onto the next part. So scrap that bit. We're close to it, but it's not. I thought that's awful thin. So it is 4 3/4 that we need by 6 3/4, which is here. That's better. That's going to sit nicely onto there. Otherwise, you would have ended up with a piece that looked like that. I'm thinking I've got too much orange there. Too much orange. So once again, that's 4 3/4 by 6 3/4. So let me move them out the way for now and do a very quick recap. So your two inner panels that we've got here for the mats and layers, these ones here, 5.5 inches by 7.5 inches. Then we've got our linen cardstock here. So our linen cardstock is 5 inches by 7 inches. And then we've got our white multi-purpose cardstock, which is 4 3/4 inches by 6 3/4. And remember, our lovely little box is going to go in the middle. But we want to emboss this, and we want to do it with that gorgeous stencil that we get included. So let's go in with our plates here. So for this, what you're going to need, did you notice as well, I've put many of my dies, and I've even put my template or my stencil, and I've held it in place with one of the dies.
Ah, love that.
So it just holds that in. If you do want one of our new magnetic stands here, you can get them on Shop the Day, but you can see just here, these are my 3 main ones that I'm going to be using. And like I say, I've just used the die just to hold.
I love it.
my
It's
stencil.
amazing, isn't it?
I am so going on the website later
Yeah,
on
me
to
too.
get a couple of these ones. So we've got our plates as well. I believe they're on Shop the Day as well, Debbie, aren't they? If you
Yep,
want to
you can
get
all
more
your
of
plates,
these ones.
stock up on them. Even if you've got the original OG, you can still buy these. They will last you longer. In fact, they last 3 times as long as our other plates and 10 times as long the new plastic shim. So they're really worth getting. So if you do want some new plates, you can get them for your original Gemini as well. So head to that Shop the Day and you will find them there.
Excellent. So to emboss with your stencils, you're going to need your 2 cutting plates, your frosted shim, and then you're going to need your embossing mat. So we've got these ones good to go. So it's base cutting plate first. We're then going to go in with our stencil. Then we're going to go in with our card here. Now, of course, you can go in any direction, but I want to have it so that it's filling the hole in my card. Then we come in with our embossing mat. So we're just going to lay that one on into position, just making sure, yep, we're all still there. We're then going to do our frosted shim and then our top plate. Now we're going to do this twice, so if you need to recap that one, we'll recap it again in a second. Now that is, even if you're using the original Gemini with the clear plates, of course the same, but we've got the white because of the optical sensor, still the same configuration, nothing different there. But then what that just does is that then pushes your card into the stent. Now you can already, that is actually the deboss. You can kind of see that coming through here. But then there is the emboss. Beautiful. Now we are going to go over with a little bit of ink in a moment. But that is how you can do it with your stencils. So once again, we need to do that on the other piece of the white card. So we've got our base plate. We're going to pop our stencil on. We're then going to go in with our cardstock. We're then going to go on with our embossing mat, like so. And I just like to check that by me putting my mat on hasn't moved the card. We're then going to go frosted. We're then going to go in with our top plate, run that one through. So if you ever needed that recap for the plate configuration, now go and dig out all of your stencils and start to emboss with them. Or even if you've got templates that are outline templates, instead of drawing all the way around with a pencil or your heat erasable pens, just run them through in that embossing way. That'll emboss the edge for you to then follow that cut line. But then we've got exactly the same as we showed before, whereas we've got that fab embossed detail from our stencil.
Such a lovely thing to do. I love embossing stencils.
It's one of those, Debbie, that I do it for a while and then I kind of like forget about it.
Yep.
And then I can guarantee you, now that I've done this with this craft along, because it's fresh in my mind, I'll be doing it a lot more with future stencils. And then because I'm sticking with the orange theme, what I've done is I've gone in with our water reactive and add them to the edges. Who was that, Johnny? Vanessa, didn't realise you could do that with your stencils. Yeah. Just make sure, like anything with the rubber embossing mat, just make sure your magnetic shim isn't in at the same time. You never have them in at the same time. But as long as you follow that sandwich combination I showed you a minute ago, you'll be absolutely fine.
It's the same as if you're embossing a die.
Yeah.
So you just use that same configuration apart from you haven't got it. Leanne always puts in her metal shim as well. Yeah, she says that replaces the metal die, so you get a deeper emboss. So,
oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
I do that with, because I know you do it as well, your 2D embossing folders.
Yeah.
I do that. Never thought about the metal shim for popping into the stencils.
I mean, it's not really needed though, Craig. I mean, you've got a
No,
beautiful
look at
emboss, considering that's a stencil, and you think how flat a stencil is. That's incredible.
It is, isn't it? Absolutely nice full stencil. It's just nice having a different option. You know, we all love inking through our stencils, spritzing through our stencils, and there's nothing even to add even more depth, Debbie. If you popped that, if you then layered that back over the top, and then ink, that would mean that it's just the embossed detail has inked, and then that deboss side has then stayed white.
Great idea.
So you've got that option as well. There's just so many options when it comes to stencils. Lots of ways in which you can use them with lots of different colouring mediums. As you said earlier on, you know, maybe a few coming out that you'll be able to use.
Phil Watson is very cheeky. He just said, Deb doesn't need any presents. She already has the gift of the gab.
Braver man than me.
Though, that's funny. You're brave, Phil. Johnny said, you're brave, Phil.
Braver that man than me. Nah, you deserve all the presents, Debbie.
Oh, so do you, Craig. You worked so hard.
You do.
Are you doing anything for your birthday? No,
Not this year. Well, my mum and stepdad and Clemmy, they're coming down for a few days.
Oh, that'd be nice.
You may see her being featured on Crafters TV very soon. Just saying. Just saying. I might be bringing her in.
Oh, are they down all week?
So they're coming down late on Tuesday.
Right.
Next week, and then they're leaving on the Saturday.
Right.
Because I've got a few days. I've not really got many Crafters TV shows next week. I've got filming next week. I've got a couple of bits and pieces. But I'm not scheduled to be on the day that I am actually bringing Clemmy in.
Oh, so that'd be Friday. I'm in on Friday.
You're in on Friday.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm dog sitting.
Yes. Because it might be a few dogs coming in.
Yeah, there might be. I'm quite looking forward to it.
So that'll be a lot of fun. It's just perfect timing that they're going to be here
that would be
next
lovely.
week. So we will do something, maybe go out for a meal or something like that. But like last year, I'd gone to Alton Towers for the day.
Yes.
Whereas that was a year ago, Johnny. Yeah, that was a year ago. Whereas, yeah, this year they're coming down, so that'll be nice. Be really nice.
Yeah,
What about you?
Lovely. No plans on my actual day. I've got the day off, but we're going over to my dad's on Friday, on Sunday, because it's Father's Day, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we're going to celebrate my birthday and Father's Day on Sunday with all the family. They're all going round to my dad's. And yeah, I might go out for a meal maybe on my birthday, but yeah, nothing really planned. To be honest, I think I'm just going to be unpacking boxes still.
Still unpacking the boxes, yeah. How's the move gone?
Oh, it's just, I mean, it could have been better if I was well.
Yeah.
But I have to say, I love it so much. I have never felt so at home anywhere.
Really?
Yeah, already. I just love it. It's just got a nice big open space and just, yeah, I can't even begin to tell you how excited I am. It's really lovely. And I was a little bit, because bless, I've just gone home because I've obviously, my family's all in Thetford, but Al's moved away from Bedford that he knows.
Right.
And I was a bit worried about that, but he loves it. He absolutely loves it. He's probably seen more of Thetford than I've done in my whole lifetime because he's gone out walking and...
is he a walker, is he?
Yeah, well, he goes for a run. He went for a run last night and we had a bit of a miss. So talking about dogs, it's always me and animals, honestly.
Right.
Yeah, my daughter's got a little dog, Doug.
Doug the dog?
Doug the dog,
Love
yeah. That. And we didn't realise, but we'd had there was a window cleaner on the opposite side of the road, so I collared him to come and do our windows. So I've booked him every month. And I didn't realise he'd not locked the back gates. So Doug went out in the garden, we were all sitting talking indoors, and all of a sudden my daughter went, "Where's Doug?" And we went out and the gate was open. He was literally gone up to the main road.
Oh,
and
no.
all the cars were stopped, and yeah, my daughter see him, and a woman on the opposite side of the road, she just said, "Can you just grab him?" Yeah, it was just so unfortunate that we didn't realise the back gate was open, but luckily it was all okay.
Yeah, well, that's good then.
Yeah, but what the funny story is about that is, so my son-in-law and Al went out looking for the dog and my daughter, so they went in 3 different directions, and both the boys didn't take their phones. So Poppy found Doug quite quickly because she went straight to the main road, and they were out for ages walking and they'd not took their phones.
Well, that'll teach them.
So yeah, he loved it, and we're right near the river as well. So
even better.
Yeah, he went and walked because he thought, and I actually thought the same. You think dogs would go towards the water, so we thought it would go down towards the river, but no, this puppy decided to go up to the main road.
Oh gosh.
But luckily, all good.
Put a sign on the gate, eh? Say, please
yes,
close
exactly.
gate or something like that.
Exactly.
God. But that's good. That's so nice that, you know, you're loving where you are and just feels all homely and nice and lovely. But what we were doing there was simply those layers that we had cut together. We've put our embossed ink layer onto the linen. We've then come along with the linen and popped that onto the pattern paper. And then that back panel strip that we've got here, all that I done was just added that with our glue. So I used my tacky glue. You could, of course, use your tape runner if you want. So what we're going to do is let's come in and let's flip this onto its opposite side there so that we can add that one into place. So we're just going to go in, and then I know I'd put on the list, you know, the all-purpose glue. You know, you can chop and change if you want. I've done that because I know some of you like to use the all-purpose, but I know as well that, you know, if we go big glue school, you know, that we'll tend to say use your tacky for anything like your texture, for your coated, and then your all-purpose for things such as your matte or texture, etc., etc. But as you can see, I do it the other way around because I'm more into the tacky glue. But you've got that option, hence why I popped it on the list. And then for this one, what we can just do is we're going to go in, and once again, we're just going to add this on. Now, that extra layer of that red liner tape that I popped on, you don't have to remove it. That's there for a little bit of extra strength. But if you want to, it's going to do it no harm other than really enforce that join where you've got your ribbon. So I'm going to pop that one into here. And then this is where that extra strength comes in. Because we've got our pattern paper, our linen, and then our white multi-purpose, that's just strengthening up the whole binder or notelet set, depending on what you want to refer it to. I'm going to have to fill up my glue later. But once again, we're just going to go all the way around. Just give that a scribble, because as you see, you don't need much at all. let's just take that one off. And then what we'll probably do is we'll stick our little box in and then maybe take another break, because I know that that was a lot, although it was straightforward, I know there was a lot of layers there.
Yeah,
to
definitely.
do. So
I'm sure people are practicing that, embossing the stencil.
That's it, yeah, quite possibly. They'll be like, oh, I'll be doing that later on. So let's just take our little box. Now, once again, I'm choosing to use my tacky glue. So I just take the actual base itself on its own, and then I'm just going to come in, add some glue. I'm just going to then come in, and then I'm visually just going to centralize that into place, and then I'm just going to press, hold that one in, and then that can have a little lid. And then as you see, when you start to pull that together, that's going to snugly hold in the lid from the little box. The only thing we've done on the outside is add our spine. So when we come back, we'll do our inner pockets, and then it will be literally the case of moving on, which I think is going to be perfect timing, to the front.
Oh, amazing. Looks incredible. If you've got any questions, get them in, because that's what we're here for. We've got Teresa saying she's in, Lynn saying afternoon lovelies, Caroline's in from Florida. Love seeing Craig this morning. First found CTV when Craig demoed the Advent calendar last year.
Oh,
Become
yeah.
an immediate fan. Well, we're really happy to have you here, Carolyn. Charlotte's in saying hello from Herne Bay. Lillian's in. Hannah is saying, I'm getting crafty whiplash. Oh, she's watching both shows. It's finished now, so you should be all right, Hannah. Valerie's in saying, good morning. Did Debbie get engaged? Good morning, Debbie. I've noticed a beautiful ring on your left-hand finger. I have got a ring on my finger. I'm not engaged. Everybody knows that I'm never getting married again. And not because I don't believe, I love, you know, people want to get married. I've just been married twice, and I don't feel for me it's the thing to do. But while we were on holiday, we did found a beautiful jeweller's, and because it was a ruby, and I've got a granddaughter ruby, Al bought me a ring. Yeah, so I've got a ruby ring now, but the only ring that fitted, it's the only finger it fitted on. So I did say to Al, do you mind me having it on that finger? And he was like, no, not at all. But I did think people, even my daughter said, Mum, have you not told us something? Even though she knows that I don't want to get married. So, but yes, well spotted.
Johnny, did you notice it? Jamie, did you notice it? Is it just a typical guy that would never notice?
Yeah, guys don't. It's all the women that have noticed my ring, yeah. So no congratulations here. Caroline saying her nephew's got a dog called Doug as well, so great name for a dog. Terry Anderson is saying that she's in love with the all-purpose glue. I use it every chance I get. It makes things super strong and feels like professional. Yeah, we've all got our glues that we love. I know me and Craig like our tacky glue. Leanne loves the all-purpose. They're all great glues. Laura's saying, can you give me the sandwich again for the stencils, because she missed it?
Of course I can, no problem whatsoever. Let's just pick up the stencil. I'll not do it, but at least if I've got it, it gives you a visual. So all that we're going to do, let's just grab it as a visual again. So you're going to need your 2 cutting plates, your frosted shim, and then your rubber embossing mat. So what you're going to do is you're going to come in, you're going to have your plate, you're then going to do your stencil, you're then going to do your cardstock, you're then going to pop your embossing mat over the top, you're then going to come along with your frosted shim, and then you're going to go in with your top plate, and you're going to run that through. Same combination if you're using your junior plates, it's just going to be a smaller stencil, but that's the combination to emboss with your stencils.
Oh, perfect. Thank you for showing us that again, Craig. And Patricia's asked in, Debbie and Craig, how do you stop the tacky glue bottle, the nozzle from clogging in the small bottles? I don't know about Craig, but I always keep mine upside down with the pin in. That way the glue is always at the top, so it stops it clogging. Oh, Craig's done the same as well. What did you put yours in?
So what I do, that is, it's an old baby wipe.
Right.
And every now and again I just spritz it with our Spectrum Noir water spritz, just to keep it damp, not soaking, damp. And then I'll always have the pin in it, unless I'm demonstrating in a show. I'll just then sit it in there. Then once we finish craft along, I'll put that pin in, and then I might not open it for catalogues, it's more salesy.
Yeah.
But whenever I start a show, take the pin
brilliant.
out, just sit it in,
Yeah.
and then that's enough to stop it.
Amazing. Yeah, that's a brilliant idea. And the best way is just to always keep it upside down with your pin in. Never let the glue run down to the bottom, because then your pin might get a bit cloggy or rusty. So yeah, good tip there. Right, we're just going to let you catch up on your craft along. Let us know if you're stuck or need any help with it, and we can answer those questions or go back on anything. But for now, let's have a look at our Club Inspire.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the crafters' companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% off your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every pound, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
Here at Crafters TV, it couldn't be easier to get your hands on the latest crafty must-haves. Leave the hard work to us while you shop from the comforts of your own living room. Head to the Crafters Companion website to see our full crafty range, or hit the Shop the Day button to see all the new and exciting products featuring on Crafters TV. Once you've filled your cart, leave it to us to get your crafty goodies to you in super quick time, so you can get on with being creative. Crafters Companion, making crafty shopping a breeze.
Hello, I'm Ben and I'm one of the presenters on Crafters TV. So my presenting journey started when I was about 18. I started working at a holiday park here in the UK. Our US viewers might not know it, but there's like a holiday park called Butlins. So what's involved with being a presenter? Well, my day-to-day kind of is ensuring I know everything that's on the show. Ensuring that the guys that I'm working with obviously are happy with everything that's on the show. And I kind of feel like what I do, I'm sort of like the glue in the show, if you like. There's a bit of a crafty reference for you. So kind of listening to the guys in the gallery, the producer, the director, I'm sort of always listening to what they want me to do whilst the crafters are crafting. So I feel like I'm there as the glue, keeping sort of everything, as it should be. But I also think my job is to have a lot of fun, which I think I do on most days. Get the viewers interacting, because we always love to hear from our viewers, and I think that's one thing that we do here that you don't get anywhere else, is that interaction. So I think on the shows where I get the opportunity to craft, I always try and have a go, because I always think that if I can show that I can do it as like a real newbie base level crafter, then hopefully that'll inspire other people to have a go as well. I'm always inspired by Craig, because again, he's such a talented crafter, as our guys, as I say, all of them are, but he has obviously had a lot to battle with as far as his health is concerned. I always say this about Craig, is if I'm having a bit of a bad day, I always think about Craig, because he's not been so well recently, but he'll never come into work and sort of moan about how bad he's feeling, and with all of the health issues he's had and the operations he's had over the years, he's a big inspiration because he just gets on with it.
Ah, welcome back. I hope you're enjoying the craft along with the new Bohemian Collection. It is absolutely fabulous. You seem to be loving it and you all seem in a good place, so I think everyone is up to date with them. I just want to quickly to give you a recap on these because we're very busy for them. The colour blend pencils, they've been our biggest seller today, which I'm a little bit shocked about, not because they're not a brilliant buy, but we have some amazing offers today, including buy two, get one free, buy one, get one free, lots of discounted things. There's so much today for on the shop the show button, or shop the day button should I say, but the colour blend pencils are proving extremely popular. You're getting a 24-piece special set. Now these are a special collection edition. They are from our Jazza, who's an amazing illustrator and colorist. They are our pigmented wax pencils. You know our colour blend are just amazing at what they do. There's no fillers in them, which is great, so they're going to colour beautifully, blend together beautifully. You can even change the colour because the colour blends into another colour. So if you're using like a yellow and a blue, it's going to create that green colour. They are absolutely stunning. If you've never tried the pencils before on your alcohol markers, give that a go because it just enhances it and takes it to a whole new depth. These are today £11.99 platinum price or $16.78. So make sure you grab those while we've still got them. Right, everyone seems to be up to date. Craig, so let's get back on it. Let's craft back on.
Let's do it. Right, let's get our guillotine. Let's do the little pockets inside, which are really, really simple to make. So let's take another piece of our pattern paper. Now, I don't want you to think as well, which I know maybe some of you did earlier on, you think, oh my gosh, I'm going to cut triangles, I'm going to have to try and measure it and score it. It is so simple. So simple. So we're going to take your chosen pattern paper. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to cut it to 6.5 inches. So we're going to go 6.5 inches, and then we're going to cut that one to 8.5 inches. So we're just going to go up to 8.5 inches. And then what we're going to do is, so we've got our shorter and then we've got our longer. So we're going to go corner to corner. So we're just going to line that one up corner to corner with our guillotine here. So once we've got that cut, there is essentially what's going to be our two pockets. Now you will have one that's a full-on design and one that's more of that muted design because of course we've flipped it over. So if you want one to be exactly the same, you just need to cut it again. But that is essentially it. So what we then need to do is we just need to come in with our scoreboard. So once again, just to go over, we cut that to a piece of cardstock that was 6.5 inches by 8.5 inches. And then we've just gone corner to corner. So then we've got two kind of half triangles, not quite triangles, but close to it. And then we're going to bring in our scoreboard. So what we want to then do is we want to then come in at that 1/2 inch mark. So we're just going to come in, and again, although this is not a box, the box lid is that true measurement side. So we're just going to come in at 1/2 inch, and then we're going to score. We're just going to turn that around, and then we're going to score at 1/2 inch here. So what we can then do is we're going to do exactly the same on this one here. So let's turn that, so we've then got 1/2 inch, and then turn that in, and then we're going to score at 1/2 inch. So if I do them side by side, because this is how that they're going to go, what we've then got is our two score lines. So we're just going to fold them in on themselves. We're going to fold that one in on itself. Let's give them a good burnish. So when it comes to that 90-degree corner, what we're essentially just going to do is just snip it away. So let's take this one in. So I'm going to come in here. So you will be left with a little square that crosses over. So if it's easier for you to just chop that square out first, like I've done there, then all that we're going to do is we're just going to go in at a little angle. And then for this one here, because if you fold that in, Debbie, that sticks out.
Oh, yeah.
So essentially, all you need to do is just follow that line to trim it off. So then you've now got that nice smooth. Let's turn it in. Let's just go in again at a little angle there. And then let's fold that in. And then all you need to do is trim that off. That's then going to be your left side of your pocket. And then we just need to do the same with this one. So if it's easier for you to think by chopping out the square first, you can do. And then we're just going to create a little angle. And then let's fold in that other side, chop that off. And then let's go back into that bottom side. Let's just chop a little angle, fold it in, and then we can just follow that line there. And then that gives us our 2 pockets. Now you could have popped these pockets in before you'd done your mats and layers so that you could tuck them in. And I considered doing that, but I didn't want to add another, it's not a complicated step, but it's another one that you have to try and take into account, that you assemble the mats and layers, but you don't stick them until you've popped this around. So what I've done is kept it simple, formed them all together, and you're not even going to see these tabs anyway, really. So all that we're going to do is let's just give that an extra burnish here, and then an extra burnish here. And then I'm going to go back to my tacky glue just because that's my preference. And we're just going to add our glue or your adhesive of choice onto that first panel. So let's add this one in and only onto that tabs. So this one we're just going to come in and it will be close to the size of your base mat and layer just here. So we're just going to line that in. Tacky glue gives us that little bit manoeuvrability. So I'm just going to line that one up into position. And then I'm just going to press for that to grab. So we're just going to press, we're going to give that rub as well, just to hold down. And then work that back and forwards, back and forwards. Then what we'll be left with, Debbie, is a lovely open pocket for you to come in and put maybe the envelopes on one side. And then on this side, we're going to do exactly the same. So let's take our little tabs. And then let's add that on. Let's come in with that one here. And then we're just essentially going to do exactly the same. So let's fold that one in. Let's fold that one in. Let's just line that up with the base. And as much as red liner tape and your tape runner will absolutely do the job, because if you are doing what I'm doing and using your tacky glue, is, you know, I say time and time again, and I know you do as well, Debbie, that your tacky glue will then soak into the fibres of your card and paper, which for me, when that comes to construction, it's just something that's always a go-to.
Yeah, absolutely. And you get that little bit of wiggle room as well.
You do, absolutely. That little bit of free time. And as much as I love my double-sided tape, it's not something that I would tend to use because I don't get wiggle room. But there are 2 pockets that you've now got done. So that is essentially the inside of your notelet booklet with the pen storage inside. And that really is how easy it is to do the inside. I don't know, do you think we should take another? I know we're not long took a break, but should we take another one? Just in case anyone's doing those angles?
Absolutely, yes. Let's you get reset back up. And actually, let's show you my stamping bag. This is packed full of amazing stamps. You've been loving this as well, and I'm not surprised. Lots of deals. Go and shop the day, because honestly, there is so much on there. We're going to have a fabulous craft, a cartload later on with the 3 of us, which is going to be incredible. But go and shop those deals, and then you can just watch all the fun, can't you? This one is our pick of the day. It's our Star by stamping bag. It says mystery, but I'm showing you what it is, because there are some amazing deals in here. You can see straight away we've got our Bohemian stamps in here. So from one of our newest collections, we've popped some stamps in there. You're also getting double points on there. If you're platinum price, only $15.99 or $23.99. Incredible value. You're also getting some really lovely sort of generic sentiments there. We've also got the panda there. I love these ones. These are our animals with attitude, and boy do they have some attitude. The play on words on those ones are absolutely amazing. This one here is beautiful. I love these stamps. If you really wanted to sort of colour in or practice colouring your hair, getting that shading, getting your skin tones right, that is a great one to practice on. But also it's just a really nice stamp to use to send to your girlfriends or your mum or your sister, just bridesmaids as well. You could do whatever hair colour they are, a nice bridesmaid card. We've got a beautiful card here, May You Be Forever Blessed, which is your chalkboard stamps. We've also got one of the large bohemian stamps in here, which is incredible. I can't believe we've got the enchanted floral feather in there. Really lovely one to have. We've then got some Belle Countryside with all those lanterns. There's a sassy and classy stamp in here. I love this one. It's got the little girl at the window that's got that little pussycat that she's cuddling. Really beautiful. We've also got Make Today, can't read it now, Make Today Amazing. Another lovely one. We've got our Roaring 20s, so great stamp to have there. Still going, this is amazing. This is for you, but I wasn't, no, let's read it again. It's because I haven't got my glasses. But I wish it was mine. Of course, yes, this is for you, but I wish it was mine. It's nice when you buy a present for someone that you love so much yourself. Just don't keep it like I do. You then got your beautiful masquerade ball ones. We've also got our sentiments. These sentiment stamps, I have to say, I use all the time. There's really nice birthday wishes, thinking of you. It's just a really nice set to have. It's the one I keep out on my desk all the time, so absolutely love that one. Getting all of those stamps for $19.99 or $29.99. Platinum price, look at that, £15.99 or $23.99. Plus, you're getting double points on that bag as well. Right, Craig, are you ready to do the front now?
Let's go for it. Let's do it. Rightio. So we're going to need our guillotine once again. And then we're going to come in now with a piece of our linen cardstock once again. It's gone in with the orange. So for the fronts, what we're wanting to do is we're wanting to cut this to 5.5 inches by 7.5. So that's 5.5 by 7.5. We're then going to take in another piece of the pattern paper and we're going to go in with that really strong orange. So for this one, we're going to come down 1/4 inch. So let's do 5.25 inches. And then we're going to turn that around and do 7.25. So as then you will see that that then gives us our matting layer. So I tell you what, let's just come along and let's assemble this bit now before we do our die cutting and stamping. So I'm going to come in with my tacky glue here and let's just add just a nice layer of our glue. I just like to go around the edges here and then just come in and then add it to the centre. A quick squiggle is all that's needed. So we can then go in with this one and then let's just press that down. We're then just going to come in now and then we're going to go onto the back with some more. So if you see me shaking at things like this is me just trying to decant what glue I've got left. You see me, my body or my hand shaking, this is what I'm doing. Trying to get the last little bit of glue from this one here. So let's come in. I don't think we'll need any more after this one. So let's just take that last little bit, that will do. And then we're going to come in, let's add this to our front. Stick that one on. And you can see even with the measurements, we've done that centre panel right at the start, but you've got that continuous flow with the way the measurements. And I will pop them on my Facebook after, if it's not by the end of this show, I'll do it by the end of the night. But there is the front, and even if you wanted to leave it like that without any die cuts, it's beautiful. But we do want to put that die cut in with that feather background. So what we're going to do for this one here is we're just going to come in and we're going to use both parts of the die, the outer die and the inner die. So your cardstock, your white card, doesn't have to be a specific size as long as it is big enough to hold both dies. So what we're going to do is take the detail die and then we're also going to go in with the outer die. So remember, this comes in 2 pieces. So for instance, this piece of card, 7 3/4 by 8 1/4. So if I use the detail die just on its own, is going to cut into the card, and you would have the feathers cut into this full piece of cardstock. But what we want is we want to have a separate component. We want that whole lot to die cut out. So I'm just going to come in, and then I'm just going to line that up. If you are worried or concerned about doing both dies together, you can absolutely do them separate. But as long as they're held down with your low tack tape, it's going to be absolutely fine. So then what we're going to do is we're then going to come in with our plates now. So we're just going to cut in to our base plate. We're then just going to pop our frosted shim. We're now popping in our magnetic shim, and then we're popping in our top plate. So that one can then go all the way through, and we're just going to let it do its thing. If you hear a noise like that, please do not worry, please do not panic, because that die is a simplistic shape die with the feathers, and they're relatively new cutting plates. That's going to happen. So if you are new to die cutting or new to the Gemini, please don't worry, don't panic, don't think you've broken it. As long as your plate configuration is what I've just said there for your die cutting, it's absolutely fine. And then what we've got here is we've then got our die cut piece. And then what we can then do is then we can then take this, which has got nothing to do with the craft along, but we can take this, take the bits out, and then just put them back onto my magnetic stand that I've got at the side there, which will definitely be getting purchased after the show.
It's amazing, isn't it? I love it. Absolutely love it.
And even although, Debbie, I'm not going to use that again, I don't need to worry about faffing about putting it in the packaging or that just now. Simply set it to the side. They're all there.
Oh,
and then at
absolutely.
the end of my project, I can just come along and then pack them all away.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
it's just so handy. So, so handy. So then what we've then got is our water reactive. So we're going to go in with the orange here. And similar to what I'd done within Wake Up Call, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go in and add some of this orange. I'm not concerned about if it's darker at one bit, lighter in another, or I want it to be blended out to the back of it, the back layer. I just want to get some of that colour within the middle. And what you will find is what I'm doing here is I'm keeping it completely flat, but it will catch the edges of the feather. And I don't mean catch them as in they're going to pick up. It's going to give it extra depth around the points of the feather. That orange is going to be a little bit more heavier than kind of within the centre. So all that I'm doing for this one is just being careful I don't lift up any of the feather points. And then if I am, I can just pull it away in the opposite direction. And then I'm just going to work with the orange that I've got left, and I'm just going to come around the side. Or maybe add just a little bit more, and I'm just working my way around. So I've still got that little bit of white on the outside, because what that will then do is having that extra white on that outer edge, Debbie, if I bring this back in, it's going to make it really stand out.
Yeah.
Now, it would still look lovely if you coated that in orange, but by just having that white framework as well, it's just elevating it that wee bit more.
It's a nice stark contrast.
That's exactly what it is. And then talking about elevating, what we're going to do, let's turn it over. And that adhesive bundle that myself and Debbie showed you within Wake Up Call, so it's the small one. You're going to find it within Cartload, but we did show it within...
Did you open the pack, Craig?
I did not open the pack. I did not open the pack. This is my pack of strips. Just as proof here, within Tracy's note, please do not open. I have not opened it.
You know what's impressed me the most is that Tracy put please.
Yeah, usually it's not the P word for please, is it? It's usually something like, you even dare think about opening that.
Absolutely.
But within that small foam pad bundle, and I say it's called small, anything but small, because what you are going to get, which is relatively new to our foam pad bundle, is you're going to get these sheets. Now there's two different, they're one width or one length, but you've got two different thicknesses. So you've got a nice thinner one, and then you've got one, the width is about double the size.
Do you know what they're good for as well, Craig? Like this, what you're doing here, this die cut, you could turn into a shaker card, and that is thin enough to do your shaker card element around the edges.
And this is what I use predominantly, Debbie, when it comes to shakers, is these foam pad strips.
Yeah, they're so good.
Because, don't get me wrong, that round continuous thing.
The foam on the roll?
That one.
Foam on a roll, 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 hey!
I walked into that one big time, didn't I? I thought, how can I say it without saying it? I thought, I have to refer to that.
Me and Ben are on tonight. I wonder if, do we have foam in the show?
Well, that bundle's in anyway. That bundle is in. But yes, that is what I like to use instead of what Debbie was just singing there. And what I like to do as well is you could put some little foam pads on the back there or even chop down these little strips. But I like to have it so it's quite high at the top and it kind of concaves inside. That's an option for you. But then that is essentially our backdrop done. And then all that we can do just now is let's go in with another piece of the orange. Then we're going to go in with our plates again. Let's go back to our magnetic board and bring in our fan. And then I'm just going to go in with my plates, frosted, magnetic and top plate. And this time, all that I'm going to do is I'm just going to let that go over till I hear that distinctive sound there. I'm just going to pause it and then I'm going to reverse it. Usually I would still use the junior plates. I think they're still next door with Sarah and Ben. But it just goes to show, even if you've got your larger plates with a smaller die, just use that pause and reverse. So let's take that one off and then take all these little bits out. And then I'm just going to take that out. So we've then got that beautiful fan within the orange.
That is gorgeous.
It's a really nice one. Be tempted to do it in another colour. Well, I would be, and that's like fussy cut little elements and build a beautiful design. Maybe cut it out in blue, maybe cut it out in green, and then fussy cut certain bits, and then just lay it over the top. But you've got that fan. And then what we can do is let's do our sentiment just now, so it's all done, and we should probably get a lot of that colouring done. Let's take a piece of our white multi-purpose, and to make it easier, usually when it comes to sentiments, I kind of stamp and then cut around after, but to give you something specific size-wise, let's cut a little rectangle-ish shape by 1 3/4 by 2 1/4. Let's keep it at that. So 1 3/4 by 2 1/4, because we can come in and stamp our sentiment. And then let's take another bit of orange for a matten layer. Is that going to fit? Oh, we need to use a slightly bigger piece. So once again, let's go in a 1/4 inch bigger. So let's go up to 2 inches by 2 1/2. So let's just recap that. Piece of white multi-purpose, 1 3/4 by 2 1/4. Then a piece of orange that's 2 inches by 2 1/2 inches. That could be our matten layer. And then what we can then come and do is stamp our sentiment. So let's move that one out the way, that one out the way. And I'm going to bring in my stamping platform, because this is what we'll use for the lady. And I'm just going to go in here. Now I might have a little bit of scope to pop my magnetic discs down. But let's go in. Not all those who wander are lost. It's a nice one, that one. Really, really nice one. Something different for me anyway. I've never seen anything like that. And for a card or a project, and a lovely little sentiment. But for this sentiment, I really want it to stand out. So I'm going to go back and use a black. I'm going to use the Noir black. Could use your quick dry orange or your pigment orange. But I'm just going to go in with the black. Or a blue would work, because you've got the blues that run throughout, or one of the greens would work. So have a look and see, but this one is just our Noir black alcohol proof. And then I'm just going to stamp that one out. So we've got our lovely little sentiment. I just want to kind of intensify that little bit more. So because I'm using my large stamping platform, I'm just going to ink it again. Let that sit so my feet are in that exact same place, and then I'm going to press. That's going to stop any kind of like drop shadow. So let's then lift that one. There we go. We've got, not all those who wander are lost. So let's take that one off. And then we might, I'm not going to risk it with the glue. Let's just go in with our tape runner, add our tape on, and bring this one in. Tape that in, like so, and press that in. So then we can then bring this in. We're going to bring this one in. So that one, we're going to lift with our foam pads. So let's take that one here. So what we can do is we'll pop our sentiment on, we'll pop our fan on, and then we can take a little break to let anyone catch up. And then all that we'll need to do then is do the stamping and colouring. So we've got our sentiment, we've got my little charms. So we've got the little Dreamcatcher charms, and then we've got our ribbon here. So what I'm going to do, or my fan, sorry, let's roughly look as to where I'm going to pop that. So it's going to go there. So let's come in with our glue gel. And then what I'm going to do is just where we've got that little hoop at the top, I'm going to pop a little bit on, and then I'm just going to gauge that. And because it's our glue gel, it means I can then move it about. And such heavyweight charms that you get with these ones, Debbie. Really, really quite heavyweight. We're just going to overlap that ever so slightly. And as I say, because it's the glue gel, I can just move that just so that we don't see any of the glue, but also so that we don't even see that little loop. Not that it would matter if you did, but of course you could always add it to jewellery if you want. And then I know that my lady's going to go round about here. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue gel just at the bottom of my fan because I want to have that free flowing movement. I'm going to press that in, and then we can take a little break. That's it all done. All we need to do is stamp and colour our lady, and then that will be the craft along. All done.
Great timing on everything you've been doing today. People are loving it, Craig. In fact, Angela says, does university teach paper crafts? Because everyone has so many techniques and mathematical concepts. You don't need it. We've got Crafters TV,
True.
Craig. Yeah, so Johnny, that's nice. You sound best professors in the industry. Love that. Linda saying, hello, Debbie and Craig. Loving this masterclass. Jeffrey is saying, well done, Craig. This is awe-inspiring. And Michelle is saying, she's asked in how to tighten your guillotine.
Oh, yeah? You want me to just quickly verbally show you that?
Craig will show you.
Verbally do it, because I'm not actually going to do it. Turn it over and give it to the hubby or give it to the wife or someone. See the little nut and bolt at the top here? Just at the top, just there. You can tell this is my old one that's now been used in the studio. You're just going to tighten that. So you've got two there, so you're just going to come into that outer one, and you're just going to... You're just going to tighten that one just there, right on that outside. Just give it a little bit, just ever so slightly. Don't overly tighten it. Just do it very, very slightly until that you now have a nice flowing action when it comes to the guillotine arm. But for that outer one, that's the one that you have.
No one wants a dropped blade, that's for sure. No, so tighten that. So yeah, you just have to tighten that little nut and it'll all be good. Right, I've got something else for you as well, which is coming up in Cartload later on. I love these, and what an absolute amazing deal this is. It's our reveal wheel. Now the reveal wheel craft box sold out, so if you want to do the reveal wheel, we've got this. Now all you're paying for, look at that price, platinum price £19.98 or $27.12. If you buy this one and buy this one, which is for the $24.98, if your platinum price, you're just paying $19.98, which is just for the reveal wheel. Everything else I'm going to show you is free. Yes, I know, free. So yes, please, this is amazing. What we've got here is we've got different shapes that cut out the middle bit and all different sentiments as well. And you can mix and match them. So we've got the speech bubble. We've also got that festive balloon. We've got the star, so the absolute star. We've got from the heart. We've then got the dreamy cloud, and we've also got the sweet delight. So all of those you're getting, which are going to work really well, all those different sentiments and stamps with the amazing mechanism, which is the reveal wheel. You're getting all of that today, so you're only buying 2 and getting 5 free. That's honestly an insane deal today, so make sure you shop for that because that's amazing. Right, so I think we're all up to date with everything. We've got Eleanor saying, I love this craft along. Craig, I'm definitely going to try this at a later date. And Rosalind's saying, I could imagine what you are saying in Craig's ear. He was holding back the giggles.
I was holding it back.
You don't miss anything, do you? It's our Johnny. He's a bit naughty. It's a bit naughty. But anyway, while Craig composes himself after tightening those thick bolts that were on the bottom, we're going to go have a look at Club Inspire. Take a look at this.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the crafters companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% off your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every £1, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
If you love Crafters TV, we've made it easy for you to watch us wherever you are. Whether you catch us on your tablets or take us with you on your mobile phone, it's easy to watch us anywhere. From here to here. Maybe don't watch us here. It would be easy to watch us here. Probably the easiest place to watch us is here. Crafters TV, with you wherever you are. Here at Crafters TV, it couldn't be easier to get social with us. Whether you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, on your TV or tablet, you can get so close to the action, it's like you're in the studio with us. You can ask questions about products or crafty techniques. Get hints and tips from our expert demonstrators. Plus, share pictures of your crafty makes with our amazing community. Crafters TV, getting you closer to the crafty action.
Welcome to Crafters TV. With more than 35 hours of live shows each week, it's your home for all things craft. We shine the spotlight on new and innovative crafting products with live tutorials and demonstrations. Join our family of craft experts where fun happens every day.
Are we in trouble or are we all right? Yeah. Should be coming in. Should be coming.
What does she do?
Exactly
what
how
does she do?
he looks.
This is awesome. This is awesome.
Get creative and craft along. With our amazing deals, your next craft project is just a click away. Tune in live 7 days a week, or you can watch us on Catch Up at crafterscompanion.com, Facebook, or our YouTube channels. You can chat to us, craft along, and meet new friends by joining our online crafting community.
And I watch you every day, and it's just what really gets you through when you're really at rock bottom.
There's a show for every type of crafter, from first-time dabblers to full-time makers. Crafters TV, create every day.
Yes, create every day on Crafters TV, and what a better day to create on than a craft along, which is what we're in the middle of now. I can't believe where the time's gone. We've literally just got about half an hour left of the show to go. I hope you enjoyed it as much as me. The craft along has been just truly beautiful. I love the make that Craig's doing. But without further ado, we've got no questions coming in, so we're going to get straight back over to Craig and see what's next.
Rightio, let's do it. So it's the last bit now, which is the colouring. So what we're going to do is let's go in with our stamping platform. We're going to go in with our 8x8 one. And then I've just chopped down a bit of Nina cardstock there. And we can just then pop that one into the middle, or close to the middle of our platform. And let's bring her in. So I'm going to use our Noir Black alcohol proof. Now, we will do a little bit of fussy cutting, but it's quite an easy shape to follow around. But what we can do just now is let's just go in and stamp. Now, this one I know has not been used yet. So all that I'm going to do is either bring in your stamp cleaner or your translucent clear ink pad, which we don't have in the studio. So plan C, what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to use some of our low tack tape, and I'm just going to put a little layer over the top and then lift off. Because I know with this stamp not being used before, what will happen is you've got little bits of residue over the stamp. And this is where you might find, if you use a stamp for the first time, if you get a little bit of a bobbly sort of effect, that's not a crisp, clean outline. There's nothing wrong with it, it's just because it's a brand new stamp. And as I say, sometimes you can get some of that residual material sitting on the top from the stamp. I tend to go in with my translucent clear, give it a coat, prime it, and then go in with my ink. You can use our stamp cleaner now, as Leanne says, or as a last case scenario, what you could just do is go over with your low tack tape. That's just lifting any of those little bits off. And I say little bits, you're not going to see them, they're minute, but they're enough, there's enough there just to stop you getting a nice, crisp, clean outline. So I'm just going to go in and then we're going to stamp. So I'm just going to press. I always like to keep one hand still and then move the other one and then change. And then with using our large platform, it means if I do miss any bits, I can go back and re-stamp, which I am happy enough with that one. So let's set that out the way for now, and then we can get in with our colouring. So using the tri-blend brushes for a change for this one here, just taking a bit of scrap to colour onto. And I've got I know it was on the list there before, but Fair Skin Blend, Gold Brown Blend, we've got the Pale Pink, we've got the Coral Blend, Burnt Orange, Yellow Green Blend, and we'll go back to the Burnt Orange for the last bit of detail. So what I'm then going to do into here is, and in actual fact, let me go back because I've not quite caught the top up here at her head. So instead of wasting another bit, I'm just going to turn that over and let's stamp her out again, because I do want that full kind of rose that she's got at the top. So let's just ink up. Just to say as well, if you are going to prime your stamp, you don't need to do that every time. Just the once, more than enough. So let's go in again, and then let's just press. And then if I'd looked closely the first time and seen I'd missed that bit, it meant I could have just reapplied the pressure again. He's still missing that little bit. So what I'm going to do, I know that there's no ink there because I can see that there's no ink. So let's just add it on. And then let my platform just settle. And then I'm just going to repress around the top. There we go, perfect. So now what we can do is get in with our colouring. So let's move that out the way. Move all that out the way and then start. So I'm actually going to start now with her actual skin. So let's go in with that Fair Skin Blend, and I'm just going to start within her face. So I'm going to go in with that light tone, and then I'm just going to come in and work all my way round, all the way down with the light tone. And then what I'm going to do is I tend to use my tri-blend brushes in a little bit of a different way. Usually what I would then do is come along and go in with that darker tone. I'm actually going to go in with the light tone, the mid-tone, sorry, to start with. And then I'm only going to come in about a quarter of the way in. And then I'm just going to go in with that darker tone now, and I'm just going to come in just under her hairline, like so. I'm just going to add just a little bit at her nose and her chin. And then we can go onto her shoulders. So once again, I'm just going to go in, and I do one section at a time. So I'm just going to go in, and then I'm going to come in with the lighter tone. So with my tri-blends and my classics, Debbie, what I tend to do is I'll go in with the light tone, then I'll go in with the darker tone, and then I blend that out with the mid-tone.
That makes sense.
But for my tri-blend brush, I don't know why, but I just find I personally get more of a blended application by doing the light, doing the mid, and then doing the dark. I don't know what it is, but it's just my preference, so to speak. I feel that I get a good blend by doing it that way. So we're just going to just come in to the side of our shoulder there. And then we can then do these other parts here. So all that I'm going to do with this part and into here is I'm going to go in with that light tone first, and then we're going to come in and start to build up that depth the same way as before.
She is a beautiful stamp.
She really is lovely, isn't she? Really is. Something about her is that I want a watercolour. I think she'd look really
nice.
lovely being watercoloured. This is where stamps like this girl here, this lady here, this is where you can take, you know what you learnt from Leanne in your Academy of Colour?
Yeah.
With the hair and even skin tones, and even with the florals. So there's lots of elements that Leanne will have taught you within the Academy of Colour that you'll be able to then start to bring this one in to our actual lady. So what we're then just going to do is we're just going to come into here and then work our way around. I'm just going to come into here, and you've got guides everywhere you go. Whenever you look, you'll tend to see that you've got little highlight guides. So I'm just going to add that in, and then into here, following along. So you could use your tri-blend brush, you could be using your classics, you could be using whatever you so wish. But we're just going to work our way around. And then let's go in with that darker tone. So we're just going to come in, I'm just going to work that round. Just little bits of highlight. So I think that's pretty much the skin to, oh, I've missed just up into here in our hairline. So that's part of our forehead there. So we're just going to add that in. I'm going to go back in with that mid-tone. Coming in there, and then back in with that dark, just into here. And then let's have a look at our dress. So let's go in with the burnt orange. And for this one, I'm just going to do it in sections as well, but in the same way as before. In actual fact, what I'll probably just do is a couple of sections. So let's go in here with that lighter tone.
I love the burnt orange. It's one of my favourite colours.
Burnt orange, yeah, it's something I very, very rarely use. But because a lot of my project was orange, I thought having a dress in that burnt orange would work a treat. And it really does, really, really does. So I'm just going to go in with that mid-tone here. And I'm just going to come down ever so slightly into here. And then we can go into that darker tone. I'm just going to work that in just at the top there, just creating that little bit of depth into here and then into down. I'm just going to go in as well, just down into there. And this is alcohol-based pen, so it will evaporate as well ever so slightly, to give you more of that blended look. I'm just going to go in. Let's do another couple at first. So work our way down. Perfect colour for Halloween as well.
Oh,
really,
yes.
really good one, isn't it? So let's go in with our mid-tone. Actually, this is another thing like, what was I saying before? I'd be using, embossing my stencils. I could see myself doing that a lot more, and I can see myself using this colour a lot more as well.
The burnt orange is beautiful.
So let's just add just that in to there. if you wanted to create a little bit of an extra blend, you could just go in with that mid-tone again and just give it a wee blend out. It's optional. And we're just going to carry on when it comes to these ones here. So this bit here is our hairline. So we're just going to work our way around. And I'm just going to follow that down and then just go in and infill it. And I'm not being overly precise along the bottom just here because we can do a little bit of fussy cutting. What I won't do is I won't cut it straight. We will be giving her a little bit of a weave at the bottom.
Yeah.
And let's go in with our mid-tone. So we've filled that whole layer with the light tone, and then I'm coming in a little bit with that mid-tone, and then I'm coming in even less with that dark tone. I'm just going to come into here, and this is where the brush pens really come into their own here, because you really do have that fine, fine tip.
What do you prefer, Craig, the brush tip or the bullet nib?
Bullet nib.
Oh, okay.
But because I use my tri-blends or even my classics a lot, I'm trying to mix it up a little bit. I'm trying to, even, Debbie, just gain more confidence when it comes to the brushes, because it's not something that I use a lot. So let's get them out, let's start using them.
Absolutely.
And, you know, something, even when I'm prepping for shows or doing this, I'm still working, I'm still practicing with them. And that's how it's practice makes perfect.
Absolutely.
So let's go into this one. What about you? What ones?
Oh, I haven't got a preference. I love both of them. Yeah, I think both of them have a place. I love the flicking technique when you're doing hair with the brush nibs, but I also love the bullet nib as well. So I like both of them. I couldn't live without either one.
No. And it's funny you saying that, because you'll see when I come to the hair, with the brush, I don't do the flicking technique.
Right.
You've seen it there. I flick towards me instead of flicking away.
Oh, okay.
So it's different how, it's funny to see how, even although, you know, as what I'll say, so many of us follow Leanne, but then we get our own little quirky traits when it comes to colouring.
We've all got our own isms, haven't we?
We do, yeah.
Debbie-isms and Craig-isms. Yeah, I've got many. Not all good.
I think we're all the same on that one. Imagine the list of isms that we would all have.
Exactly. Do you know what my worst one is? Is I get too excited. Like, I've noticed that lately.
Is that bad?
Well, I don't know. My daughter
Charlotte
said to me the other day, she said, I feel like you are disappointed in other people because they're not as excited as you.
Oh.
My daughter, because she said I get so excited about things, and no one's as excited as me, and I am one. I'm honestly like an excitable puppy. When I really get excited about something, I just don't know what to do with myself. But yeah, I should rein it in a little bit. I mean, Al sometimes says to me like, "Take a breath, Deb." Yeah.
No, I don't.
And then I think, oh, okay,
thing.
yeah, I've gone on a bit too much, yeah.
No, definitely not. If you can't be excited about things,
I've always been the same, always, like anything. I just get really excited about things. And for other people, not just for me. I get really excited for other people.
Well, you do for me, you know, if things happen or that, you know, either we see each other, you message me. So yeah, absolutely, I agree that you are like that.
I'm just thrilled for anyone that does well or does anything or has got anything. And like Tracy's got a new car. Have you seen her new car?
I've not seen it,
no.
I
think I'm more excited than she is. Although that's a bit hard because Tracy is so... In fact, I've never seen Tracy so excited about something as her car. Yeah. Well, in fact, she showed me again yesterday. And I said, "You've already showed me, Tracy." She said, "Oh, I didn't think I'd seen you." Yeah, I love it. It's just and she loves it because her whole face beams when she talks about her car, and I'm thrilled for her.
Well, she'll have someone new to tell tomorrow because I've not seen her since.
Oh, yeah, you'll see it tomorrow. It's a pretty cool little car.
Is it? Nifty wee beast, is it?
It's amazing. It's lovely.
I look forward to that then. But, you know, I am the same as you. Even if it's just something on a parcel that I'm waiting on, Debbie. See, when I seen the van or the postman or post lady turn up, if I know where it is. Oh,
I've got the door open, like waving frantically at the postman. "Hello, is it for me?"
Bring it here. Yeah, no, anything like that.
So bad.
No, I definitely don't think that's bad. I think it's good. You need to get excited.
Oh, you wait till I see Harry Styles. He's not going to know what's
Gosh.
him.
I think you're bad. Wait till you see Robinson.
Oh, well, I'm a bit worried because she's threatening to throw her underwear at him.
Jeezy Pete.
I know. Like, Debbie, don't do that.
You'll be like, I'm not with her.
I don't think she's intending to strip. I think she's just intending to put some in her bag to throw at him.
Just as a joke.
Oh, no, I think she's very, very serious.
That does not surprise me. Where are your seats? Are yours
We've
close,
got really good seats.
Have you?
But I can't remember where they are. But Joe keeps telling us that we've got really good seats, so the three of us are going.
Did he book it?
Yes, so we booked
right.
it last year. It was a bit of a fluke because we all decided to go, and then we were doing a show last year when Joe was here, and he was on we were something like 14,000 in the queue. And then it all crashed and sold out. But for some reason, he stayed in the queue and everyone kept going out. And then they added more dates. So we were then, we were like 200 in the queue. So we managed to get dates, yeah. So originally we were going to get them for up here, but on Newcastle, was it? I think you did that last week, didn't it? Was it Newcastle? Grace went last week.
Was it, not Somerset,
Sunderland, yes, maybe Sunderland.
Somerset?
Yeah, very different. Very different. Well, it's just up north. That's it's up north. I can't remember where it was.
Sutherland, haven't they?
Grace
What's her
went
name?
just last week.
And Beyonce, did she not do it?
Oh, I'd love to see Beyonce.
Would you?
Yeah, and Pink. My daughter's going to see.
I'd like to see Pink.
Yeah, she's supposed to be incredible.
Yeah, I've heard Pink's incredible. But yeah, no, I can take or leave Beyonce. Don't get me wrong, she's got some cracking songs.
Oh, Pammy. Been to see Harry Styles at Wembley last night. My friends went last night. Oh, her daughter. Yeah, my friend and her daughter went last night. Ah, she's in the UK for the whole of June. That's lovely, Pam.
That's so good.
Well, she's got good weather for it.
She does.
It's going to be very hot this weekend.
Especially with them all playing stadiums as well. So it's all open top, isn't it?
Yeah, it's going to be amazing. And I love Wembley. Wembley holds a little special place in my heart because my nan come from Wembley.
Did
so
you?
As a kid, we lived, in fact, the old Wembley Stadium, you could see from my nan's bedroom window. And we used to go down to the Wembley market and my uncle used to treat me. I bought a massive Smurf, like he bought me this massive blue Smurf from the Wembley market years ago, yeah. So I haven't got it, unfortunately. But,
no?
Yeah, so I love Wembley, but then they built the new stadium.
Yeah.
So,
See, I've never been to the old one. But I'm going to the new Wembley in August.
Oh, it's amazing.
So I am looking forward to that. But you know who I'm just waiting on tickets dropping, I hope she does come, is I'd love to see Taylor Swift.
Oh, see, I'm not a fan.
Yeah, oh my gosh,
we were funny enough. We were talking last night. This is coming on beautifully, by the way.
Just colouring away there.
Yeah, absolutely lovely. Yeah, but me and Ben were saying, but one of my favourite songs is "Shake It Off."
Shake It Off, yeah.
Absolutely love that song.
Yeah. No, she was the last time she'd done a great big UK tour, or maybe she's done one since. But she did do one, and it was on our birthday, Debbie, the year that I was in New York.
Oh, nice.
I know. Well, that was nice, but then of course I wasn't here to get to see her.
Oh, sorry, I misunderstood then. I thought you meant she was playing in New York.
No, she was playing in the UK on my birthday.
Right.
The year that we went to New York. So.
What colour are you using on her hair here, Craig?
So I'm going in here with the gold brown. So this is the gold brown blend. And this is what I mean by I tend to use my brushes just a little. I actually dab with my brushes more than that flicking action. So I just go in and I just kind of like, I suppose in some ways, minute way, I am flicking, but I'm just dabbing and flicking in.
You're a dabber. Not a flicker.
I'm a dabber and a flicker. I'm a dabber and a flicker. Oh gosh. So yeah, so I'm just going in with that lighter tone first, going in section by section, and then I'm just going to go in with that mid-tone.
She looks absolutely beautiful. She looks like our Charlotte.
if Charlotte had flowers in her hair.
Yeah, because of her hair, yeah. Charlotte doesn't realise how beautiful she is. And she genuinely doesn't. And she is stunning.
Do you ever wear flowers in your hair, Charlotte?
I do. At festivals, yeah, I go to a festival. I've got my little thing that goes around my head. My little garland, yeah.
Garland. Right, so I am just going to kind of
Speed up a little.
through this little bit here so that we can show you, because we've come this far, so let's pretty much finish it all. I'm just going to come in here with that lighter tone. You can preserve some highlight if you want, or go in afterwards with a little white gel pen. Let's go in with that mid. So coming in a little bit thicker. I'm just going to work my way down here. I'm just going to add a little bit of darkness into there and into there. We're then just going to go in with that real dark tone, and I'm just kind of like dabbing as I'm working my way down into the base. And then I'm just going to do a little bit into there. Let's go in with that mid again. Let's just blend that out ever so slightly. I am just dabbing with these ones here. And then let's just go in. See, I've probably got a lot of my, not my habits, but what we do with my tri-blends or my classics, Debbie, I've probably just brought that forward into my brushes.
Yep.
And tend to do that too.
Melanie's saying she loves her brushes and her bullet pens as well. She gets better results, the better and better the more she practices. Karen is saying she mostly uses her brush pens. They're amazing to use. Yeah, I think we all have a preference, don't we, of what we like, but the brush nibs are amazing.
Definitely. I know Lily always uses the brush or the illustrators. She really does.
That darkness that in that roots looks amazing.
It creates that, I know I keep saying it, but it's that depth, isn't it? It's that shade, and it really just pulls in the definition. Let's just go back. I've missed in a little green there. Now, of course, you could spend a lot more time than me, but all that we're just going to do is I'm just going to go in and I'm just going to roughly cut. It just makes it easier for me to cut around. And I'm just going to attempt to just leave a little mill or so at the side. So we're just going to work our way. So I'm just holding my hand still that has the scissors. All that I'm doing is the closing action, and I'm moving this hand here.
Craig Cutting Hand Laird.
Doesn't have the same ring as Edward Scissorhands, does it?
No, not, and Sara Scissorhands.
Sara Scissorhands. Yeah, that's got a good ring to it. But just in and out, following. So moving this hand here with the paper, you're guiding that all the way around. And then work it, following. So I'm literally following that outer black edge, but just giving myself a little millimetre or so, and then just chopping away any of that excess as I go so it doesn't get in the way. And then like this, all that I'm going to do is just work my way, keeping a little bit of white line where we've gone, keeping those kind of little flicks from the pen. And then there we go.
Amazing.
And then I'm just going to add a little bit of shape, and then let's go back in. We'll just use our glue gel. So I'm just going to add a bit there and a bit there. Let's bring this back in. Let's just then pop her into there. I've actually got my fan in that perfect position. And then there we go. There is.
Craig, that's absolutely amazing and perfect timing. What an incredible craft along. Can you just recap on that last colour you were using for her hair, Craig? Karen just wondered what colours you were using.
So it was the gold brown blend that I used for her hair on that one.
Right, brilliant. So hope that helps, Karen. So we do have the full list. Craig will put it up on his Facebook page as well. But we do have the full list of the colours that Craig's used throughout that demo. Right, let's we're going to do a vote first. So we've got 2 colours. We didn't do a vote this morning, so there won't be a vote tonight. So actually, we're going to get a vote of the day done now, which will be, we might as well. We've got a few more minutes to do that. So Craig, line up your makes from this morning and today, which is the 2. So you've got the 2. Put a number on them.
So yeah, so deliberately what I've done is I kept the fronts in a kind of same form. So this is what we've done within Wake Up Call. We've done that one this morning. Following suit from that front of it, what I've done is I've then brought that into our notelet craft along to then, of course, make that full craft along. So that is number 1, and then the craft along is number 2. So number 1 or 2, the choice is up to you.
There you go. Get your votes in. You've just got a few minutes to vote. So let's just recap on what you're getting in this bundle. It's the Bohemian Sara Signature Collection. It's absolutely stunning. The Bohemian fan is what Craig used underneath that lady, which is beautiful. In that collection, we've also got the Build a Dream Catcher. That's a gorgeous one to use. We've also got that really large Creator card die, which is absolutely stunning, which is our Wild Feathers. Another one that Craig used in both those demos today. We've also got some stamp and dies in all those feathers, 3 different designs, 3 stamps, 3 die cuts. That beautiful Wild and Free acrylic stamp, she's absolutely gorgeous, and you can see just how different she looks colouring it in different colours. We've got the beautiful Enchanted Floral Feather, lovely decoration there, and really nice sentiments as well. Now, talking of sentiments, we've got our Harmony and Happiness. There's some beautiful sentiments in that one, which are going to go through all your different craft projects with the Bohemian. We've got the most amazing Follow Your Dreams Dreamcatcher embossing folder, 2D embossing folder that's very, very pretty. Talking about pretty, what about some new colours of our Gilding Flakes? These are stunning. You've got that sort of goldy and sort of pink colours. They're just absolutely gorgeous. Now, there's pretty ribbons in here, seam binding ribbons in those 3 different colours, absolutely gorgeous 1-inch ribbons. We've also got something we've not put in any of the collections before, and that's our gorgeous tassels. Absolutely love those. You can use them in lots of different craft elements in your crafting. We've then got some amazing stencils. Craig showed you this morning, Wake Up Call, how you can emboss your stencils. These would be beautiful embossed, whether you're using your glitter flakes, whether you're using anything you want to put through them, just your normal ink pads. This one's our Dancing Feather. We've got our Blossoming Mandalas. We've got that amazing dream catcher, so the dreamy moons and stars, and then we've got that really large background stencil, which is absolutely beautiful. That was the one that Craig used to emboss with, and that one is our Boho Bliss. If you want that collection today, all of those items in that kit today, platinum price $55.55 or $75.50. Now, colour blend pencils. These are incredible, and you are loving them. These are a new configuration. They're ones that Jazza did for us when he was doing, so you'll be able to go online and Google him and find out all about these tins, but they are amazing. They're a limited edition tin, special collection. They've got the most amazing pencils in there, which are our artist quality wax pencils. These have got really high pigments in them, 24 pencils in total. They're thicker than any other pencils, and they go a long, long way. Great if you use them over your alcohol colouring as well to really enhance. Platinum price $11.99 or $16.78. That's an amazing deal. No wonder you're grabbing those and taking the full opportunity of those. Right, demo of the day has got to be, of course, number 2. Yeah, very well deserved. It's so, so beautiful. So the craft along did it. So Craig, thank you. That was totally inspiring as always. 6 p.m. It's going to be amazing.
Let's do it. 3 of us. Have they even got any idea of what they've let themselves into?
I'm a bit shocked actually that they're us all together.
So
I'm
did
with
I.
my boys, so I'm really happy about that. It's going to be amazing. Johnny, don't know what he's doing. He's, we're just gonna, let's just do it, and then we're going to get it done. But it's going to be fun. It's going to be carnage. It's going to be a lot of laughs. So I hope you can join us back for 6 o'clock. So there'll be me, there'll be Ben, and there'll be our lovely Craig. So join us back there for a full-on cartload, but please check out the website. There's still some Gemini 2s in the UK that you can buy. All the accessories that you've got on there as well, including that magnetic platform that you can put them on. Go and shop for those as well. And we will see you back here at 6 o'clock. Bye for now.
Doodles.